I don't know if you've noticed, but football season has started. Anyone? Yeah, no, well. Peyton Manning is 38 years old now, hard to believe. And he epitomizes professionalism. He's played 15 seasons in the National Football League, 5 MVP awards, 1 Super Bowl ring. 2 years ago, he endured a season off because of injury to his neck and spent that whole offseason recuperating and actually even having to learn how to throw all over again and compensate for what was happening to him. He came back with a vengeance last year, and in fact in 2013 had arguably his best year with the Broncos, going all the way to the Super Bowl before losing to Seattle. But this year in training camp, a sports writer named Dan Pompei wrote about finding Manning in his hotel room at 9:45 one night with 2 wide receivers that had recently been acquired by the Broncos, Emmanuel Sanders and Cody Latimer. Apparently, the fact that they had been in camp for a while and had been practicing every day, and that Peyton was first on the field and last off the field every day, didn't satisfy him. He wanted to make sure that they knew every voice command that he spoke and every hand gesture, and he called them to his room for 20 minutes for several nights in a row to just go over it again to make sure they had it down. Pompei wrote this: "Now what the heck is he doing standing in a hotel room at 9:45 at night, gesturing and yelling calls at 2 puzzled wide receivers? No one does this. Shouldn't he be softening, retiring, or tiring, and losing his edge by now? Isn't there a cold beer waiting for him somewhere? A foot rub, maybe?" This is what makes Peyton Manning, Peyton Manning. It's what makes the difference between good and great. He's getting older, and he's getting better. There it is. Because he keeps doing these things over and over again. He hasn't outgrown them, the way some of us think we've outgrown the disciplines of the faith. We've been at this a long time. We got it. Take the faith for granted. Come and go, take it easy. Rely on what we've learned. After all, it's not what we do that saves us. It's what God does. Yeah, sort of. But when we do that, we miss out on the grace that comes to us when we are ready to receive it. What the practice of the faith does is to put us in a position to receive God's grace. Whether it's following the rules of the Seder precisely, or it's going to the table regularly, or if it's reading the Bible faithfully with others, or if it's praying consistently, or if it's giving generously, the faith has to be practiced for us to know the power of it in our lives. What discipline in faith does is to open the door to allow God to work more in your life.